Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Howdy. Peace, the final frontier. Or is it? Today, I am honored to have Shahd Karaeen as my guest. Shahd is a poet, author, artist, speaker, and founder of Peace is a Song. And that's a community group to build peace. So, Shahd, please join me up here on stage.
Hi, Red. Thank you so much for having me.
And you're joining us today from the United Kingdom, is that right?
Yes, and it's really hot today, so I have a fan to my right.
What is hot to you, just so I understand?
It's 33 degrees.
Oh, wow. To me, that's very lovely. But I'm from Houston, Texas, and I like it, 35, 36, 37. I'm happy. Anyway, Katie, let's get back to you. You have a program that's kind of interesting. So let me start there. You're the founder of Peace is a Song. So tell us, what's that all about?
Red, from my background, I basically, for me, finding my voice and accepting everyone is really, really important. It's about seeing people who need to be heard. Peace is the Song was born from my experience of feeling neglected and not heard, being oppressed in a way, understanding that I felt alone, Red. Peace is the Song was a place that I want to create a space where I really hoped that I could have found in the time where I needed it. So it's a place for invisible disabilities, a place for artists that they've never been on stage or they don't think they're good enough. It's basically, it's a home away from home.
Okay, so home away from home, but they stay in their own home, their own comfort zone, but they share their experiences with others so that we all have some difficulties in our lives. Some parts of the world much more difficult than others, no doubt. And you've been through some of that yourself. So why don't you give the audience a little idea of your background so they can appreciate what you came from?
Of course, Fred. I'm a Palestinian. My background, I was born in Jerusalem. I grew up in a political household. My father was working for the Palestinian, just trying to find freedom and finding our identity. So I grew up not knowing who I am in a way. I knew I belong in a certain group, but I always felt that I didn't really belong and I didn't feel there was a place for me. So I always felt that I had a fight for my voice, to fight for my existence. So I made sure that I leave when I turned 18. So when I went to school and at the age of 18, my teacher helped me to apply to a school, actually college in London. And she really fought hard and she helped me to achieve that dream. So for me, that was really a powerful moment because I really fell in love with London when I came at the age of 16 on a school trip. And I just loved the idea that you are accepted regardless of your ID card, regardless of your accent. I fell in love with that, Red. I fell in love with the idea that I can finally be seen and and be accepted in a place where I don't need to keep showing my ID everywhere I would go.
So how long you been in the United Kingdom now?
Ooh, since 2003, Red.
Oh wow, a while.
A while, yes.
What's the most exciting thing about London you like, or United Kingdom?
I moved away from London, but during that time, I loved the possibilities, the dream. You can, every morning you wake up and you can be whatever you want to. I can wake up and feel, you know what, I want to be a singer today, and then I sleep and I wake up, I want to be an artist, I want to paint today, I want to be a poet, I want to actually start my business. And you know what, I've actually done that throughout the years. I started businesses. I constantly was writing. I always worked since I arrived to the UK at a very, very young age. I always felt I have this independency and I want to achieve so much. I felt this type of energy that I seem to always have that kind of takes me far in life. It just keeps me feeling I can't give up. There's more to me. I can't give up. So it's that feeling of empowering myself.
Now, a lot of the people we have here on the Corner Bookstore, they started out in a business, not necessarily in being an entrepreneur. Then they became an author, and then they became a business owner for their business as an author. But you started out as an entrepreneur and you became a poet. How did that transition happen?
Ooh, that transition. It wasn't, to be honest, it wasn't by choice. I tell you this, Red. I moved very, as I mentioned, 18 years old, moved to London. Fast forward a bit, I met my now ex-husband, married very young. Due to the conditioning, you know, you have to marry young. I married at the age of 20. I quickly, you need to have children, quickly. So I was constantly trying to find happiness in my marriage. And I was constantly wondering, Red, why I am not loved, why there's a problem with me, why couldn't my husband see me for who I am, why is he trying to take away my voice. I struggled for many years asking the wrong questions. Why am I not loved? Why can't he treat me better? And I was constantly, I don't want to say wasting my time, because I don't blame myself. I didn't have the awareness. I didn't have the awareness of what is love, how it should be. I had this awareness and conditioning. Love is endurance. Love is being patient with bad behavior. So I really fought hard in the wrong place. It's like, basically, I always tell my son, it's like investing in something that you've lost your money on. It's just kind of, you put your money, you do some trading, and you know it's a scam, and you know it's not really benefiting you, and there's no return, but you keep investing more, even though you know it's basically not legitimate. So I tried to kind of make that what can I say, kind of description that it's just kind of, I kept investing my time and youth in something that wasn't working, and then to this point where in 2020 during COVID, there was an awakening for me. I was in bed. I spent many nights in bed because, you know, abuse and mental and psychological and just abuse in general, it doesn't end well, unfortunately. And for me, I was almost giving up. I was very close to giving up. And I really wanted answers. I didn't want answers to tell me why I should stay. I wanted answers to know why I cannot leave and what is going on. Why am I trapped? During that period in bed being unwell, and it was COVID, I couldn't work. So I spent a lot of the time trying to understand what's going on, and I started therapy. My friend really encouraged me to start therapy. She said, Shahd, please, I beg you, start therapy. And she was actually pushing me to start therapy for 3 years, Red. 3 years. And at one point, I called her in bed, and I love that girl. I thank her a lot. She's in Australia. Her name is Solveig. I thank her so much. And she said, please start therapy. And then one day I called her. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're not listening to me. I told you to start therapy. I don't want to hear it. And then I started to look for therapists, and literally looking every day. And lucky enough, I found this wonderful therapist that I remember my first session. When I started having my first session, I screamed in a way. I was like, please help me. Please help me. I want to leave. I don't know how. I don't know what's wrong with me. And during therapy, I started to discover myself. I started to remember, oh, I used to like singing. I used to like writing. Oh my God, I used to write poetry a lot. I used to sing. So I started to discover myself again. It was there, but I've forgotten about it. And then I used to spend many nights writing again, having therapy, writing again. And just something shifted. I started to feel there was more to me. And I felt my words. I used to kind of go into this world during the time of my writing and disappear in it. It's like, you go deep, deep down inside your emotions and you come out. It's like a treasure. It's like you keep taking out treasures and treasures, and you realize, oh my God, I have so much beauty inside me and so much life. And during that time, I felt there was something that was awakening me while I was healing, it was keeping me alive. As I know it sounds a bit cliche, but honestly, poetry saved my life.
Okay, well, let's go down that road. So you started writing a book, and writing. I'm a nonfiction, fiction and nonfiction, two different worlds. I'm writing a romance or science fiction, a different world. Poetry again is a different world. Like prose is a different world. Lots of things there are different. Why poetry, not prose? How did you get started? How is it editing? Give us a little bit of idea of why you started down that path.
Red, I could feel every word. I used to kind of sense my senses. I could smell the scene in my head, the imagery. I could walk it. It was like a meditation for me. And that path felt so aligned to me. I used poetry as a way of confession. It felt to me that I was so oppressed and suppressed and in a prison, chained. It felt poetry was a way of giving me the safety to be myself, to be finally free. That's why I loved poetry, and I loved the idea that words can hurt, can connect the opposite person, and they can understand the pain that you felt for many, many years in a poem, in a stanza. It's just so powerful how words can really transform and can bring us closer together.
Okay, so how do you get a book like that that's your personal passion? You can smell the word, you can taste the word, you can see the environment. How do you get an editor to really be able to help you get that book written and published?
That's why it's self-published.
Okay, so tell me,
Yeah.
how did you get the editing done? Did you just use friends or what?
So I really like the first, I published 2 poetry books. The first one, it's called White Shoes. I had a friend who helped me, an artist. He helped me edit it. I wrote it and he edited and he published it. He helped me publish it. Then the second one, the same thing. I've published, I wrote everything. And the thing is, Red, everything that I have written and published is very raw. It's very sincere. It's not filtered. That's why I like to publish my work because I don't want it to be softened. I want it to be real, and I don't want to live in a world where we are polished anymore. I'm very exhausted of filtering, of people, you know, having to be filtered to be accepted. No, I want my reality, who I am behind closed doors. I want you to see me as I am. And this is why I started this journey writing, because I was so fed up for all my life since I was a child. I was always told how to be, what to speak, and this is shame, and this is not allowed, and you can't say this. You have to marry this way. You have to marry this person. And it's constant. You have to. You must. And we don't talk about it. This is taboo. This is a shame. I was like, no. I am fed up. I want to publish everything that I want to say. I want to even if there's there's no mistakes in me, in my world. Art is beauty. There's no mistakes in expressing yourself. There's no errors in art, in canvases, everything. This is why we have the free will, freedom of speech. It's yes, edited is, we need to edit. Yes, I understand that. Editing is different than erasing your voice. I am okay with someone saying vocabulary, in a sense, English is not my first language. I can say, okay, let's edit this out, but not, oh, let's remove this section out. There's two different things here. Edit my work, vocabulary, but don't censor me. So that's why I like to publish my work. But also I am honored that my poem is being published in Nexus. It's a Nexus 100 edition. It's an international, I don't know if you heard of Nexus. So I am internationally published. So, but they did not filter out my poem in any way or form. So they took it as it is. I'm not saying I don't want my work to be published. No, it's an honor for me to have it published. But you understand, Red, is different. I want, like this whole Re-Embroidered. I want people to be seen. I want to be a voice for everybody. I want people to pick up the book and understand and have compassion for themselves and compassion for others when they finish reading it, and not judge. This book is not about judging why she, we judge survivors. We say, why she couldn't leave. I want to change that narrative and for them to understand it's not why she didn't leave. They want them to understand how come, like she was strapped around her, and just to have a bit of empathy towards survivors.
Shahd, we're getting ready to go to a commercial break here very quickly. When we come back, I know you've held the book up a couple of times, but I'd like to have you do a little reading from it, maybe 30 seconds or so, give the audience an idea of the quality of your work and how you show your passion. So we're going to go to break, and we'll be back in about a minute or so.
What if many of the problems we associate with aging are not random? What if there are identifiable causes behind declining energy, chronic disease, and memory problems? We have been told that aging is simply something we must accept, that slowing down is normal, that growing older means growing weaker. But what if that's only part of the story? Why do some people remain active and engaged well into their later years? Why do others struggle with disease, fatigue, and declining health? What is happening beneath the surface? What processes drive aging? In Aging Sucks, researcher, educator, and author Red O'Loughlin explores what researchers have discovered about why we grow older. No medical degree required, no confusing jargon, just clear explanations of what researchers have discovered about the processes that influence aging. You cannot stop aging, but understanding its causes may help you make better decisions about your health, your future, and your quality of life. because understanding comes before action. Action creates hope. Aging sucks. End the guesswork. There is hope.
We're here with Shahd Karaeen. She is a poet, an author, a speaker, many things. Shahd, please join me back up here.
Hi, Red.
Just before the break, you had held up the book once or twice and you just kind of teased us with the cover. So instead of teasing us, why don't you go ahead and hold it up so we can actually see it? Okay. Okay, there we go. Hope, Re-Embroidered. That almost sounds like your website too, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's the website for the book. If anyone wants to purchase a copy, there's the website, and this is it's all from the heart. It's all raw, it's all real. The voices of people who are struggling behind closed doors. This book, I hope, people understand that they are seen and there is a way forward and the healing is possible, but it requires awareness first and a lot of work, but it is possible. I've done it.
Can you read a small section there for us? Give us an idea.
I can read the prologue. It's not very long.
Okay.
Art. Emergency, the operator says. Which service do you require? The line stays open. Breathing comes through the receiver. Hello. Silence. She checks the screen. The number registers instantly. Multiple prior contacts are attached to the file. No charges filed. No statement completed. Can you hear me? If you are in danger, I need you to tell me. A pause. Then a sound dull, muffled, as though the phone is pressed into fabric or against skin. It changes. Short, shallow. The operator leans forward. Stay where you are. Then it breaks. A catch. Then it returns. Slower, controlled. She presses her headset. Control, she says. Open line, no verbal response. Audible breathing, possible distress. She listens. A sound follows, not a word, not quite a cry. Female caller known to the system. A beat. Dispatch. 2 officers to the address on file. She returns to the line. Stay on the line. It slows. 1 inhale, held, then nothing.
I'm still absorbing it, so give me a second. I can see your passion in that very clearly. I guess probably one of the words that I would pick, if I had to pick one, would be hope. I think that kind of flows through the thought process. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Hope, re-embroidered red is very important because we all have scars. We all do. We all have traumas. And I do not believe the opposite of trauma is perfection. I believe the opposite of trauma is authenticity. And I also, the reason re-embroidered, meaning for me, is a Palestinian tradition where there's re-embroidery. So when you have a ripped garment and then you either stitch it and you make it into a beautiful pattern, and I feel that I didn't break. I stitched myself back into something powerful with hope and strength and resilience in order to show others there is a way forward. And that's what Hope Re-Embroidered means.
Okay, one of the things that we as authors, poets, artists, it's one of the areas we do not have much experience in, and maybe you do, is marketing. So you wrote the book, you got it edited, you got it published. Tell us about your marketing.
Do you know, as a creative person, Red, it seems like I just have plenty of ideas in here. I wrote the book, the manuscript was ready. My partner, he's an IT engineer. He's like, I'm going to help you with the cover. Let's look at it, edit it, and let's just publish it. I published it. I was like, you know what? I want to start something called Re-Embroidered Conversations, where I reach out to survivors, reach out to artists, reach out to solicitors, everyone, different profession. I want to understand, how does everyone think? How do they feel? Do they share the same pain, or do they find spaces where they can be themselves? And do you know what, Red? This book came together with Re-Embroidered Conversations. So everything, the theme in my book, I generated these ideas where the same theme I would ask my guests, and it just was combination. And I realized that you don't have to be from a certain religion, certain background to, we all struggle with emotional crisis. We don't have any safe zones. We don't feel safe to be authentic. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Healing, you need to start speaking the truth. A lot of people don't, and I didn't mean to market it that way. I just had an idea where I need to have my series, a humble series that I edit and I create, and I do the whole marketing for it. And I found, I reached out to all these people and created the interview questions. And I just realized that we have so much in common, more than we know. We are all alike. We just suppress and we swallow our words, and we never feel safe to be able to say, you know what, Red, I'm a survivor. You know what, I'm struggling, or I didn't have a good life growing up. I feel we need more spaces like this, more awareness.
Who do you think is the ideal buyer of your book? In other words, if you were saying, I'm writing this book for, whatever, who would that audience be?
For readers to understand, to be seen. For families to better understand trauma. And readers recognize unhealthy patterns sooner. Because I wish I had this book when I was like 15 years ago, 18 years ago, and I read this book, because it just tells you exactly that, the things that we taboo, right? Taboo. It's just these things that you don't talk about it. It's in that book. We talk about. This book challenges everybody to sit down and be like, oh, okay, this is a cultural issue, or okay, they use religion to disguise abuse. So I'm challenging with my respect to all cultures, all religion, but unfortunately, religion has been used as a form of manipulation, and to be, to get away with violence and all sorts of domestic abuse.
Do you have an audio version?
I really want to do that. I really do. I think I had people ask me for that. I really need to have. That would be amazing, because to be honest, I am the same. I am more of a audible book type of a person, because while you're driving, while you're sitting, while you're cleaning, and I had few people say, oh, really want to read your book, but do you have an audible version of this? I said, not yet. I only published it in April.
Congratulations on getting it done and getting it published. That's a big deal. I'm well aware of that. How about I'm sorry, go ahead.
I had sleepless nights. I was nonstop. Like, if I tell you the hours I worked on this book, I mean, I started with 100,000 words to 33,000 words down. Wow. So I had like a whole book, like the whole manuscript, of like so much piled up. And I was like, okay, It's time to make it publishable. And I just feel, I also wanted to say to you, I've been on a book tour 4 days in a row. I just finished it Monday, and I still have more to come.
You mentioned a couple times already cultures and norms and taboo and things like that. Do you have plans to put this book into other languages?
Oh, that would be very interesting, to be honest. I think this book will resonate with a lot of people from different cultures and backgrounds. I think, do you know these type of books that people would like to write, but they're just so scared about their culture. But I've lost everything in my life, in a sense, lost materialistic things to survive. And I feel I had a bit of anger in the beginning at certain people for not protecting me. And that anger turned to healing, realization. It's not their fault. They have a generational trauma. And you know what? I am here to make it clear that enough. I'm breaking that generational curse in a way. It's a curse. It's just that patience. Oh, be patient. Eventually, life will get better. Oh, you can't ruin your life. It's like my life is already ruined. It's like it's too much taboos.
I'll get ready to end the show here in another couple, 3 minutes. I know recently, at least backstage, you mentioned that you're a make it Peace Federation. You're a spokesman and ambassador for peace. Tell us a little bit about that before we get ready to conclude.
I just love accepting everyone. I enjoy the idea that sharing platforms with everyone from different backgrounds. Through poetry, I'm a strong believer of storytelling. It's so powerful, just sharing your background. So I love what UPF represents, Universal Peace Federation. It's about unity. I do attend events there, and yeah, I shared poetry. We had an event I had my books there in display. It was a really successful event. So yes, that's one of many things that I like to do, Red, and I'm quite blessed that everything that I do is is my creative work. It's something I enjoy doing.
Okay, I noticed that your website, Re-Embroidered.com, is for that particular book. I'm sure you're going to be writing more books in the future. Is each book going to have its own website?
Yes, I think this book, I need to kind of, when you've been working on something for 2 years and you're trying to have this transition. So I think I'm just processing this book, and I'm thinking it's time to go on a tour here and there, and I want women to be seen. I have another event on Saturday, this coming Saturday in Coventry. It's called in a venue. It's a lovely venue called LTB Showroom. It's about raising awareness, empowering each other. We're going to meet people from that community. It's as a survivor, I think it's the word for me right now is empowerment.
Okay, so you have an event coming up. How do people get in touch with you for future events? What do you have coming up in the future? And how do people buy your book?
On my website, Shahd Karaeen, her debut novel, my website, they can find me there. I am very active on social media. I'm constantly posting my upcoming events. I'm posting my series, Re-Embroidered. I'm always letting my followers know where I will be next.
I really like the way you said re-embroider, and you talked about a tear on a shirt or something, and it's one of those things that in order to make it whole again, you have to re-embroider it so that those holes and basically scars are not necessarily magically removed, but certainly not seen on the surface where they become an issue. And I think that's super critical.
Thank you so much, Red. We shouldn't give up. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am without my scars, Red.
Absolutely true. There's no doubt about it. I don't have any of that experience. I can't, say anything. I have empathy for you. Yes, no doubt in my mind. And I really appreciate what you have such a passion. It just, comes screaming out of you. And that's good. That is super good. Because
Texas. Did my energy reach Texas?
absolutely. Yeah. I'm looking right now. It's probably in your 30s. It's probably 30 outside easily here every day. It's just wonderful. But anyway, thank you so very, very much, Shahd. I loved our conversation today. I look forward to a future one. Just a lovely, lovely person. And so thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, take care. Randall Laughlin here. We're getting ready to conclude the Corner Bookstore on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. When I'm not part of the being an international host, broadcaster here on USA Global TV and Radio Network, I'm a researcher. I research the human body at the cellular level, chemically speaking. I look for cause and effect relationships, treat a cause to fix a problem, treat symptoms, and you'll always be treating symptoms, and the cause can get worse. My newest book is called Aging Sucks. It's coming out July 4th. It talks about what actually causes you to age, because the choices we make every single day in our life with regard to what we eat, our exercise, our stress management, the quality of our sleep, all of those things, if not done properly, actually increase the damage that's occurring to every cell in your body every second of the day. But your body has a remarkable ability to heal itself. And so you look at the tug of war between repair and damage. As long as you can keep that strong side repair, you're going to live a fairly decent, healthy life. But if the accumulated damage overcomes your body's ability to repair itself, now you start walking down that dangerous path, that slippery slope. Because so many times, and I've seen it in family and other, you get to a certain age and boom, you get sick. You can never recover back to where you were. You get sick again, and it's just a downward slope. So those are the things that I talk about in my books, the fact that if you can win the battle of repair versus damage, then you're in the right area. So I'm going to conclude my show today, and I wish you all the best. My next show is The Wise Ones, and then right after that, Talking Heads. And my topic today is what if your body already knows how to stay healthy? And that's my topic for later on today. Take care, y'all, and wish you a great time, and we'll catch you next week. Bye now.
People are searching for experts every day. Are they finding you, or are they finding someone else? Every day, professionals are building authority through media. We've already built the platform. USA Global TV and Radio. Over 14,000 shows streamed to over 60 countries. This isn't about becoming famous. It's about leverage, visibility, credibility, opportunity. One interview, one conversation, one show, repurposed into content, connection, and business growth. Most people assume hosting a TV show requires a studio, a production team, and a massive budget. Our television packages begin at $1,500 US per month. Professional production, global distribution, replay visibility, built for voices with something to say. I'm Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, and if this resonates with you, we should talk. USA Global TV and Radio, all rights reserved. Contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms. for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.